Hello everyone. Here we are continuing our pest infesting pulse crops. We have seen gram pod borer, Helicoverpa armigera. It's a noctuid pest and it is very much dangerous polyphagous pest, occurs worldwide and causing severe losses in all pulse crops. These are their 4 stages, and this type of nature of damage caused by this Helicoverpa armigera. We saw the IPM practices to be followed to control Helicoverpa armigera, and now we'll move to our next pest, that is Tur plume moth or red gram plume moth. Its scientific name is Exelastis atomosa. Its family is Pterophoridae. It belongs to order Lepidoptera. The family Pterophoridae means there are 3 and 2 respectively furations or branches of forewings and hindwings. Here you can see it is a specific pest of red gram in India. In India, mostly in Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Maharashtra, and in Tamil Nadu. Moth, as you can see here, it is slender and which measures about 12 millimeter in length, which is usually grey in color or yellowish grey in color with small narrow four-rated wings. The forewings are divided into 2 sub branches or parts, and hindwings get divided into 3 parts, and both of their branches are provided with fringe like borders. So here minute single eggs are laid on the flower buds and on the pods. The life cycle starts with oviposition on the pods. A very minute cylindrical eggs are laid on the flower buds and on the pods. The incubation period of this pest is about these eggs is about 4 to 5 days in the optimum favorable condition. Then the tiny caterpillar scraps the pod surface and leaves behind a thin film-like structure in the initial days, in the initial instars, and later it starts to cut the holes and thrust the head into it. Here we can observe that the cutted holes by this caterpillar, and that caterpillar being inside feed on the soft grains. By thrusting its head, it get penetrated through such holes and feeds on the soft seeds. It always remain outside, but it feeds on the soft grains inside the pod. The caterpillar bore into the green pods and feed on the developing seeds, which are more or less completely get devoured or eaten away. Also, it feeds on the flower buds. This pest is usually found at flowering, and this pest is known to cause heavy damage to the red gram. Attack by this pest can cause severe bud or flower, and also the pod dropping. The larva never enters inside the pod and feeds remaining outside the pod. The damage results some important symptoms like small holes on the seeds, dropping of flower buds and flowers in severe cases, completely eaten and devoured seeds. These are important symptoms produced by this pest. The full grown caterpillar again measures about 12 millimeter in length, and generally it is grayish or grayish to brown in color, and also having fringed with short hairs or some spines all over their body. The larval period lasts within 14 to 30 days. these are some fluorescence produced on all over the body of this Exolista. Pupation takes place on the surface of pod or on the burrows of infested pod. Pupa is also fringed and with short hairs. So it's a pupa, you can see here, and it is also having some fringes. Pupal period is about 4 to 8 days, and adult is getting emerged out within that days. Pupa looks like a larva except for the color, which is usually brown, and here it is a grayish or grayish brown. This paste can be controlled by collection of caterpillars or by shaking of shoots and their destruction in the initial stages. A parasitoid called Apentellus species is found effective, which is naturally occurring, and in chemical control, endosulfan at the time of 50% flowering at the rate 2 ml per liter of water, or quinalphos or carbaryl 2 ml per liter of water and 3 gram per liter of water respectively can sufficiently control this pest. The another important borer of red gram or pulses is spotted pod borer. Its scientific name is Maruca vitrata or Maruca testulalis. It belongs to family Pyralidae and order Lepidoptera. There are 2 species. This pest occurs during budding and flowering stage. This pest is found throughout the South Asia on most of the pulses and on the beans. It webs the Dhencha leaves as an alternate host. Here we can see the moth is with dark brown forewings and having some white color spots which are get clubbed, and some white color bands on the anterior margin. On the hind wings we can see some brown color bands and brown color bands on the outer side, and rest all the hind wing is white in color. So this is a key identification mark of this pest. The caterpillar with short hair, it's a caterpillar with some short hairs on the black wart webs together the flowers and feeds on them. It also bores into the pods at one end and eat up towards the ripening seed. The mass of excreta can be seen at the entrance of the larval burrows. So this pest get bored into the pod and continues its feeding inside the pod, and it moves into the pod and it get out from the pod. So we can identify this pest or diagnose this pest with the help of some frassy material or with the help of some excreta on the bored hole. So these are the stages of spotted pod borer. It's a pupal stage, larval stage and the adult stage. This pest can be controlled with the help of some insecticidal sprays during flower and bud initiation. A combination of chlorpyrifos 2.5 ml or quinalphos 2 ml or novaluron 0.75 ml per liter of water or spinosad 0.75 ml or lambda cyhalothrin 1 ml per liter of water in combination with dichlorvos 1 ml per liter of water at weekly interval can effectively control this spotted pod borer. Here we can see some damaging symptom and some frassy material at the bored hole. A spotted pod borer having numerous black color spots on each segment in 2 rows. On the back, the next pest is blue butterfly, Lampids Biticus, it's Lycinidae family, and order Lepidoptera. So it's a small tiny butterfly having a pair of black color spot at the tip of hind wing, and a small projection is a key identification mark. At the core or at the inner margin of forewings and hindwings, a shade of blue tint we can see on the forewings and hindwings, hence it is called as blue butterfly. This is a minor pest, very rarely it occurs. These are some larval stages. It's a first instar larvae, second instar larvae. Here it is a second, third, and a prepupal larval condition. It's a pupal stage of this blue butterfly, and just pre-emergence of this blue butterfly we can see here. This paste bore inside the pod and feeds on the pod. So it can be controlled with any of the insecticides suggested to control spotted pod borer, like chlorpyrifos or nivaluron or quinalfos can sufficiently kill this pest. Our next important pest, that is Tour pod fly. Melanagromyza obtusa is its scientific name, and it belongs to family Agromyzidae. It is a very serious pest, though it's tiny. It is a major pest of red gram, soybean and cowpea. It attacks in north and central India, and also in Karnataka. In North India, about 80% damage can be seen or reported on the crop. The other hosts are like sorghum, cowpea, safflower and bendi. The adult black fly with strong legs and ovate abdomen, it is a pointed abdomen, its eyes are distinct, and wings are clear, and the venation can easily be seen on both of the wings. The small fly thrusts its minute eggs into the tissues Small black color fly thrusts its minute eggs into the tissues of tender pod and small buds, and also inside the pod by making hole to the pod. Fly pierces pericarp with ovipositor and lay their eggs, which are seen like needle projecting inward from the pod. Female fly lays about 4 eggs per pod and about 80 eggs in its lifetime. The incubation period is of 3 days. Tiny maggot burrows into the pod and feeds on the young seeds. In affected pods, we cannot see any visual symptoms, but we can see their entry or entrance inside that grain. Initially, larva bores into the epidermis without rupturing the seed coat. In the second and third instar stage, the larva bore into the cotyledon, and in most instances, one seed is sufficient for the maggot to complete their life cycle or to survive or to pass the larval stage. The final instar larva leaves the seed, and prior to pupation, it makes a window or exit hole to get out from the pod, and then it pupates inside the pod but along the side of grain. Before to pupate or before goes to pupation, it make an exit hole, and that exit hole can be considered as a cavity. The damaging damaged seeds are unfit for consumption, and that such damaged seeds are always smaller in size, remain smaller as compared to the healthier seeds. We can observe the discoloration of infested pods visible in green podded varieties. At the latter stage of infestation, the holes about 1 millimeter in diameter covered with a thin membrane readily seen on infested pods. This is its larval stage. We can call it a maggot. These are the pupal stages, and this is adult fly. These are some damaged grains which get rotted after the infection. The exit holes also can be visible after the adult emergence. The pest infestation can be identified only after adult emergence on the first generation. Maggot is creamy white in color, and the larval duration is about 6 to 10 days. Under abundant moisture condition, 2 broods can be seen in 1 year. The full-grown maggot pupates inside the larval grooves in the pod, and pupal period is about 8 to 12 days. Adult emergence by cutting the thin spot already made by the maggot before pupation, and this paste can be managed with early sowing in severe areas, removal of affected pods of first brood during winter. The pre-pupal stage is get parasitized by Euderus agromyzi, a pupal parasitoid, and the pupa also can be get parasitized by Euderus lividus. These are 2 naturally occurring parasitoids to control pod fly. Foliar application of monocrotophos 1.5 ml per liter of water or dimethoate 2 ml per liter of water are effective against larvae, and endosulfan 2 ml per liter of water can control the adult flies. So similar to this attack, another pest is there called Tour stem fly. It's a minor pest. Opiomia fascioli is its family, and Opiomia fascioli is its scientific name. Agromyzidae is family, and it belongs to order Diptera. This pest attacks the crop at early stage, means in the seedling stage. It is a major pest of cowpea, soybean, black gram and green gram. Eggs are thrusted into the tender part of stem or the petiole. Maggot makes the tunnel inside the stem and feeds on the internal content of the stem. When the stem is split open, the distinct tunnel can be observed, which are usually get filled with the excreta. The drooping of first 2 leaves and wilting symptoms are the key symptoms produced by such damage of stem fly. It can be controlled by growing resistant varieties against stem fly. Use of high seed rate as it cause damage in the early stage. Seed treatment with carbosulfan or thiamethoxam can sufficiently avoid these stem flies in early season. Or application of monocrotophos 1.6 ml per liter of water or acephate 1.5 gram per liter of water can sufficiently control this pest. Also, we'll move to the next pest of pulses. Red gram sterility mite, Aceria kajani. It belongs to Erophidae and order Acari. This is a non-insect pest, but sometimes it becomes a major pest of red gram. It is called as red gram sterility mite. It infests underside of tender leaves and causing yellowing of leaves and suppression of flowering and fruiting. It is known for transmitting pigeon pea sterility mosaic viral disease. Please note, sterility mosaic viral disease bushy or pale green plants without flowers and without pods. A single eriophyte mite is sufficient to transmit this disease. Leaves are small, shows light and dark green mosaic pattern. In nymphal and adult stage, red gram sufficiently suck the cell sap from the leaves and cause withering and pale coloration of leaves. Destruction of perennial and volunteer pigeon pea and ratoon growth of harvested plant provide a reservoir of mite vectors and pathogens. Growing tolerant varieties like ICPL 87119 and ICPL 227. Also, there are few more varieties like Jagruti, Bahar. So, with the application of wettable sulfur or 3 gram per liter of water or dicofol 3 ml per liter of water will kill the population of mite. Many times the mite attack can be seen after severe application of some broad spectrum insecticides. Then another important pest, that is bean aphids. Bean aphids are Apis crassivora. It belongs to Aphididae and order Hemiptera. There are winged and wingless forms of these aphids which get reproduced parthenogenetically. Both nymph and adult suck the cell sap from the tender leaves and shoots, results in twisting of leaves, poor pod development, devitalization of plant and sooty mold. Sooty mold can be seen because of the secreted honeydew-like substances secreted through these cornicles and deposited on the plant surfaces. So they are causing withering symptoms and lack of chlorophyll, chlorotic symptoms because of sucking of cell sap. Additionally, they reduce the photosynthetic activities by depositing the honeydew-like substances on the leaves by attracting a black Capnodium fungus which cause black sooty mold. It is a polyphagous pest and can be seen on red gram and other pulses. It also found on citrus and other host plant. This pest can be controlled with tobacco decoction, that is 1 kg of boiled tobacco in 10 liters of water for half an hour and make up to 30 liters plus we can add 100 gram of liquid soap. Or it also can be controlled with the systemic insecticides like dimethoate at the rate 2 ml per liter of water or phosphomidone 2 ml per liter of water or malathion. All these insecticides and tobacco decoction is effective against these bean aphids. Since they reproduced parthenogenetically, we can see their overlapping generations from the plant. They get aggregated and become crowded on every plant. The next pest is thrips, IRE Chitophora or Calliothrip indicus or Megalero-thrips distalis. These are different species of thrips causing damage. It belongs to family Thripidae and order Thysanoptera. These are yellowish or yellowish brown in color, small, slender, by being at the undersurface of leaf and on the tender leaves and inside the bud flowers. It scrap over the green portion and suck the oozed out cell sap from the leaves, from the pods, from the shoots, and this pest can be controlled with similar insecticide recommended to control aphids like chlorpyrifos, phosphomidone and endosulfan. The another polyphagous pest, that is whitefly, Bemisia tabaci. We note all the details. We have noted all the details of whiteflies under cotton. So here we can see a nymphal stage of this whitefly and an adult stage. Both of their nymph and adult suck the cell sap from under surface of leaf and cause severe losses when clearing and upward curling of leaves This pest can be controlled with acetamiprid. At the rate 0.5 gram per liter of water. It's a life cycle. It passed through the pupation, so it possesses that pseudopupa in their life cycle. Another pest that is leaf hopper, green leaf hopper, Empoisca ceri. There are Empoisca binotata and Empoisca flavescens. It belongs to family Cicadillidae and order Lepidoptera, Hemiptera. These small greenish yellow nymph and adult suck sap from the leaves, which results in severe case. The leaves turn brown and get curled upward. The margins of leaf start to become yellowish to red in color, which looks like a flame, and hence due to the sucking and this kind of coloration, these pests cause hopper burn symptom. The symptom is called as hopper burn. The attacked leaflet become cup shaped because of curling towards upward and yellow at the edges. Heavy attack results in leaflets turning red brown, and subsequently the leaves are get defoliated and plant become stunted. So collection of bugs and collection of such infected leaves and destruction of infected leaves is a prime treatment. The seed treatment with carbosulfan and spraying with thiamethoxam and imidacloprid at the rate 0.4 ml spraying proves good results to control this pest. The another pest, that is pod bug. It's a minor pest. In their nymphal stage and in adult stage, it used to puncture the ripening grains, and it sucks the internal content of the tender grains, which results in shrinking of such grains, and such grains are not useful for consumption. So with any insecticide, systemic insecticide, this pest can be easily get controlled. Leaf Weber Eucosma critica, or also there is one more genus, Cydia critica. In the larval stage, it attracts and hold, and it tie with webbing some allied leaves together and makes a cluster of webbed leaves. That caterpillar kept itself inside that webbed leaves and feed on such leaves by scraping on it, which results in reduction in photosynthesis. Collection and destruction of such webbed leaves is a good method to control this pest within time. Can also be controlled with some systemic insecticides like chlorpyrifos or dichlorvos. Students, so these are some important pest infesting pulses. So far, the borer complex has been asked in examination. So suggest you to make or write an assignment on borer complex of pulse crops. So submit your assignments personally to me. So if you do have any kind of question or query about any of the pest, you are free to ask. Thank you.